Hello everybody. In the last video we have shown how to analyze this problem number two, and in this video we will see how to solve the problem number 3. See, in the problem number 3, the basic difference is that apart from the changes in support conditions, you can see in the problem number 2 it was a triangular loading where the maximum load was at the center. But in this problem, the loading is not at the center, maximum load is not at the center. Instead, it is at 1 meter from the second support. Right? And also, here it can be observed that I value for the first beam, the moment of inertia is I. For the second beam, the moment of inertia is 2I, and for the third beam, it is I again. Now, in such cases, if we do not consider the I values, then the analysis, there will not be as such difference in the analysis results. For I also, you will get same bending moment value. For 2, even if there is 2I also, you will get same bending moment value. So for that, we have to somehow find what is I value. What is the cross section of this member, cross section of the second span, and cross section of the third span, so that it can be accounted, right? And in the problem, they have given I value as 45 into 10 power 7 millimeter to the power 4. In such case, you have to out now for the value of I, we should find out what is the breadth and depth of the section. For that, we will assume a rectangular beam whose width is B and the depth is 2 times the of B. So I value has been given 45 into 10 power 7 mm to the power 4. So therefore, we know that for a rectangular section, the moment of inertia is BD cube by 12. B into D value is 2 times B cube by 12. That is equal to the given I value, right? So when you solve this, you will get B equal to 161 mm and D is equal to 322 mm. Similarly, for 2I, again BD cube by 12 is equal to, since it is 2I, you should take 2 times of the I value. Then when you solve this, you get B is equal to 192 mm and D is equal to 384 mm. So we will see how to adopt these things in the analysis. Let us start with, let us go to the start flow. We go to new project, plane, class 3, and you can say wherever you want. And this is in meters and kilonewtons units. Next, add beam, finish. Now we will go to 0, 0. Then we will go to this value and we will copy and paste this. The first span was 3 meters. Therefore, x is equal to 3 meter. Okay. And the second span was 4 meters. 4 meters. X is equal to 4. Again, copy paste. Control C, Control V. Third span is also 4 meters. X is equal to 4. Now to join this, we select all the nodes. Go to geometry. Connect beams along x-axis. It automatically connects. And now go to general, support, create. First one is the fixed support, second and third is the hinged support, and the last support is the roller support. So for the first one, we will take fixed support, and then we will take pin support, and then we will consider fixed, but for roller support, we need to release except FY everything. Now the first support at the first node, assign the hinged support. You know, it should be taken to other two nodes. Assign to the selected nodes. You will get pin support, and at the end you should take the roller support. You should assign it. Okay. Now go to loads, loading condition, load, add primary. Okay. None. Let us take this as loading, and close. And the first load is a UDL of 2 kilonewton per meter throughout the span. You will go to member load uniform force minus 2 kilonewton per meter, add, and the second load is a UVL, but the maximum load was at 1 meter from the left hand support in the second span. So for that you should go to the linearly varying. So what you should do here is let us take this trapezoidal instead of linearly varying, because in the case of linearly varying you don't have the breakup. Only thing, you can start at the first end and you can stop at the second node, but in between you cannot change the maximum. Even here also you have only option for the maximum which is at the center of the beam, right? So therefore you cannot consider this linearly varying. Let us go to trapezoidal. Here what you should do is, if you look at the problem again, you can observe here, from here to here it is 1 meters, and here the force is 0, and at 1 meter the force is 3 kilonewton per meter. After that, from 1 meter it is 3 kilonewton per meter, and at 4 meters it is 0. We should give the input in such a way that 0 to 1 meter you should provide. Afterwards 1 meter to 4 meter you should provide separately, so that it will form a triangular load of this kind. Okay, we will go back to StatPro. So here, as I said, this W1 starts from here, means you can take it at the first end. So D1, W1 is 0 in our case. At the end, W2 is 3 kilonewton per meter. We should take it as -3 because of the same convention instead. -3. Okay. Then what is D1? D1 is the initial point where W1 acts. D1 is the point where W1 acts. W1, we will take it here so that we can make D1 as 0. D1 is 0. So, therefore, at that point, W1 is also 0. D1 we will give 0. And we want at the end means we saw it at 1 meter length, you want W2 maximum, which is 3 kilonewton per meter. So from here to here to the end where you have maximum is 1 meters. Therefore we will provide 1 meter. You add. Then in the from 1 meter to 4 meter, what are the values? W1 will be -3 and W2 will be 0, which you know. So therefore D1 becomes 1 now. D1 is 1 where you get W1, which is maximum. And at the end, that is at 4 meter, you have 0. Therefore D2 is 4 meter. D2 is 4 meter. Okay. See, all the measurements should start from the beginning of the beam. So it is clearly represented here. D1 and D2 should be taken from the beginning of the beam. Therefore, it is this load minus 3 starts at 1, therefore D1 is 1 and ends at 4 from the beginning of the beam, therefore D2 is 4. If you add, and what is the third load? Third load is a point load, which is acting at a distance of 3.5 meters from the left support. Go to point load. Go to point load. Point load is minus 2 kilonewton. Minus 2 kilonewton. And where it is acting? It is acting from D1. It is acting at a, from the first point, it is acting at a distance of 3.5 meters. Therefore, D1 is 3.5 meters. 3.5 meters. Add. Close. We have added all the loads here. We have added all the loads. Therefore, take the first beam, add first load to that, assign to the selected beam. Consider the second one, which is acting with the second beam, which small triangular load is acting, and you take this same on the same beam, the remaining triangular portion should form, that you can assign. You can observe here. Now the triangular load has been formed, and for the third beam, third load you can assign, and that gives a point load at a distance of 3.5 meters from the left hand support, or it is 5.5 meters from the right hand support. Okay, this is how loading is provided. And then the property, if you go to property, again you have to define. You saw where in the I value, where you have I value, you should provide the breadth as 161 mm and depth as 322 mm. We will provide depth as 161 mm, and the depth as 322.322. Since it is in meters, I am assigning in meters. One thing you should note that YD is always the depth of the beam and ZD is the width of the beam. Add, close. Then also you have to define 2i. At 2i, in the place of 2i, what we should provide? We should provide breadth as 192 mm and depth as 384 mm. 192 and 384. And 384. That you will provide. You add and close. So now, where you had I value, substitute the first beam, whatever you have taken. You have I value in the third span also. Assign it. Go to the 0.38 by 0.19 case. Then select the middle beam. Assign. Okay. This is how you have to provide the beams to the each span. Now, since there is I values, are there, I, 2i and I, there will be self-weight. Self-weight will also cause the bending moment and shear force, and also the related deflections, right? So therefore, to take the effect of the self-weight, what we should do is we have to go to loading, back to loading. Go back to load cases. First one is loading. Now go to add. You should provide self-weight. Self-weight is the weight of the member. It should be in y direction. Self-weight will be acting, and you know that the gravity direction is negative in the case of stat. Therefore, add, close, and assign this to the beams. Assign this to the beams. Assign to view. You can view, assign to view, so that the self-weight is assigned to all the members. Self-weight is assigned to all the members. Next is simple. You should go to analysis. you should go to analysis. Sorry, go to commands, analyze, perform analysis. Okay, perform analysis and view and run analysis. You have 0 errors and 0 warnings. Okay. Okay. Then the next step is to switch on the bending moment diagram, and then look at the values. You can just close this, and before looking at the moment value, you can also see the deflection diagram, which we normally call elastic curve. Go to labels, scale, displacement, 200. Nothing is visible. Go to label, scale, displacement, apply option. Again, it is not visible. Again, go to labels, scale, then reduce further. Yeah. Now you can see a little bit. Some more you can reduce. Some more if you reduce. You can see here, since it is a fixed support, you will have tension at the top, and at the midspan you have tension at the bottom, and near to the support you have tension at the top, tension at the bottom, tension at the top. And here you will not have tension because the support is the roller support. Right? This is the deflection diagram, and you can now look at the bending moments. Again. Look at the bending moments, shear force diagram. Also, you can see shear force diagram. As usual, you can go to post processing. Which of this deflection curve? Now you can switch on moment Z and view the results. Okay. Next, you can also view the shear force. Fy result, view value. Instead of moment, you go to shear. This is how you can view the shear force diagram. This completes the third question, and whenever the I values are given, you should consider it as sum of any type of the cross section, and then you should take the self weight into account. This is all about this class. Thank you for your patience listening.